One of the best ways to heal from parental trauma and continue healing ancestral trauma is compassion. Compassion is not something that is easy to grasp sometimes, but as you wisen and evolve, you discover that everybody did the best they could. And if you're in an environment where you know that not to be the case, I'm sorry that this doesn't resonate with you. But if you know that your parents weren't perfect, yet they did the best they could, you will get to a place where you allow yourself to put yourself in their shoes and think about how it was to be your parent at the age that they were at the time that certain things happened. I can see my parents in their 20s, their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s, and even though I'm not there yet, I can imagine, I can't imagine being in their shoes, especially not in today's climate. I can't imagine having the limiting beliefs that they were forced to work through and adhere to for the sake of tradition and validation, even validation from the Most High God, if that's what you believe in, because that's what I believe in. And you realize people can only do so much, and you can only do so much. And it's not until you take responsibility for yourself and you work through your shadow side and you work through your stuff that you're able to kind of calm down, take care of yourself in general, and kind of have the observer's viewpoint that, okay, maybe it wasn't intended to happen that way, but it happened the way it needed to happen. And I know it hurt, but I guess I can see why they did it that way or where they were coming from. Sometimes it really just takes life to bring you to that point. Sometimes it takes realizing certain lessons from within yourself to understand that maybe things were not perfect, but they did the best that they could. We are in a time now where so many generational curses are being lifted, and it has nothing to do with magic. It has everything to do with awakening to the idea that it does not have to be this way. So forgive yourself, forgive your family, forgive your parents because they probably really didn't know better. There are things that we don't know that we don't know better about until we're older. There are going to be things that you are not going to be able to reason with. But when you do the work of being willing to be willing to forgive, when you do the work of being willing to be willing to ascend and transform, and you do the work to be willing to release whatever's going on and changing those patterns that brought those behaviors in or those experiences in, you're going to be able to release the pattern that threatens to pass itself down. You can't prevent everything, but you can do your best to clear the slate and create a new reality for the generation that is going to come from your specific branch of the family tree. Even if you cut off a piece of your branch and plant it next to your family tree so that You have your own independent tree close by instead of having this stuff that you don't want to pass on brought down. As they say, when you heal yourself, you heal 7 generations forward and backward, and you align the bloodline.